सर तुमचा आवाज येत नाही.
So our interest is to find the roots of such polynomial equation p of z is equal to z to the power n minus c, where c is some complex constant. And we define c, we assume c which is of the type or which is a product of magnitude of c and exponential function, complex exponential function with this value of alpha. So alpha lies between 0 and 2 pi. And we assume that this r into e to the power I theta is a root of this polynomial equation. So we just put z is equal to r into I theta here and simplify. Take nth power of this root, you will get r to the power n into e to the power I n theta, and this is equal to c. But what is c? We have taken c as product of these two things. Okay, so we have this expression finally. R to the power n e to the power I n theta is equal to magnitude of c into e to the power I alpha. Now we take magnitude on both sides of this expression. So that will give you magnitude of c is equal to r to the power n. Why? Because magnitude of e to the power I alpha and magnitude of e to the power I n theta is 1. So we have seen this here. Okay. You have to use the definition of e to the power I theta. So what is it? Cos theta plus I sin theta, and find its magnitude, and that is 1. Okay. And therefore, here magnitude of e to the power I n theta and e to the power I alpha are 1. And that is why we are getting magnitude of c is equal to r to the power n. Now taking nth root on both sides, you will get r is equal to, value of r is equal to 1 by n, 1 by nth power of this magnitude of c. And if we take this value of alpha r as this, then e to the power I n theta is equal to e to the power I alpha. This gives, yes, this gives e to the power I n theta minus alpha is equal to 1. So this expression tells that there are exactly n distinct values of theta which satisfies this above relation, and theta lies between 0 and 2 pi. Now, so this e to the power I n theta minus alpha is equal to 1. So since it has n distinct values, we can have n theta minus alpha is equal to twice pi k, which is a multiple of twice pi. And from this expression, you are now able to determine the value of theta. We have determined the value of r here from this expression, and now how to determine the value of theta? Theta is equal to twice pi k plus alpha upon n. Just simplify this and get the value of theta for these different values of k. Okay, so the number of values are n, because we will have n distinct values of theta, and therefore for each value of k we can have the roots. Okay, so here the roots are of this type, right? So we can have, we denote those roots by z1, z2, so on zn of this polynomial expression. And how they are given? So just come back here. We are taking root as this, our z is equal to r into e to the power I theta, and from this expression we can determine the n roots. So for that, we just use the value of r and theta here. Okay, so what is value of r? So in general, I will write the root as like this, zk plus 1. Okay, so if I take k is equal to 0, I will get first root z1. If we take k is equal to 2, in this expression, you will get second root z2, and so on. If we take k is equal to n minus 1, that will give you zk plus 1. Okay, so the nth root. So this is equal to, so what is the root? R into e to the power I theta. So what is r? R is equal to 1 minus n power of magnitude of c, and theta is alpha plus twice pi k upon n. So that we have determined here, right? Theta is equal to this and r is equal to this. So we have this step. Now, right, use the definition of e to the power I theta. So that is what? Cosine of this angle plus I into sine of this angle, alpha plus twice pi k upon n. So, and take this value of k from 0 to n minus 1. So that gives n roots of this polynomial equation, z to the power n minus c. Okay. So just put k is equal to 0, k is equal to 1 here. You will get all the roots of the given equation. So let us illustrate this method to find the cube roots of 4i. Means what? We have to find, we have to solve this equation z to the power 3 is equal to 4i, or z to the power 3 minus 4i is equal to 0. So here we will discuss two methods of obtaining cube roots of this complex number 4i. So the first method is just the application of previous discussion, right? So here just see what is the value of c. This complex number is 4i, right? So we have taken c is equal to 4i. And how many roots you need to determine? 3 roots, cube roots, right? And they have magnitude. What is their magnitude? Again, from previous discussion, magnitude of c is nothing but magnitude of c to the power 1 by n. But here you are interested in cube root. Therefore, it is 1 by 3, right? Now, using this definition, c is equal to magnitude of c into the power I alpha, you try to find the value of alpha, right? So let us see how to find it. So if you take c is equal to this, then you will get the value of alpha as pi by 3, pi by 2. But how it is obtained? That is explained here. So c is equal to, c means 4i, is equal to magnitude of c. So find the magnitude of 4i, right? So it is a complex. To find the magnitude, again go back to the definition of magnitude of a complex number. Magnitude of z is equal to square root of x square plus y square. So here real part is 0, imaginary part is 4. So 0 square plus 4 square. So it is 16. Take its square root. So that is simply 4. So magnitude of 4i is only 4, and into this exponential function e to the power I alpha. Now solve this. 4i is equal to 4 e to the power I alpha. So what is this? Simply I is equal to e to the power I alpha, right? Okay. But what is e to the power I alpha? Use the definition using cosine and sine function. That is cos alpha plus I sine alpha, and this is equal to I. Now, when do we get this as I? So by choice of alpha is equal to pi by 2, you will get its value as I, because cos pi by 2 is 0 and sin pi by 2 is 1, and that is why you are getting this as I, right? So in this way, by using this definition, you will be able to find the value of alpha. Yes. So that is here alpha is equal to pi by 2, right? Now, using this formula, zk plus 1 is equal to this. Now you can write the 3 cube roots in this way. So z1 is equal to, so in this expression you have to take k is equal to 0. So that gives z1 is equal to, here magnitude of c to the power 1 by n. So what is the magnitude of complex number 4i? It is 4. Take its 1 by 3rd power, right? Into e to the power I alpha, right? But what is alpha is here? Pi by 2. So divided by 3, right? Divided by n, like here. See, alpha plus 2 pi k upon n. Take k is equal to 0 and n is equal to 3, because you are finding cube roots of that complex number. So you will get this. Now this is simply e to the power I pi by 6. Apply the definition of e to the power I theta, that is cos theta plus I sin theta, and you will get this. And write the values of cos pi by 6 and sin pi by 6. Okay, so cos pi by 6 is root 3 by 2 and sin pi by 6 is 1 by 2. Alright, okay. So this is one of the root of this equation, z to the power 3 minus 4i is equal to 0. Now, to find second root, you take k is equal to 1 and substitute here. Alpha is equal to pi by 2 and k is equal to 1. Simplify, n is equal to 3. So that gives this one. Okay. So this is nothing but in all 5 by 6. So this is the magnitude. N 1 by n power of magnitude. It remains as it is here. Okay. So now use the definition of e to the power I theta. So that is nothing but cos 5 by 6 plus I sin 5 pi by 6. Right. So this is e to the power I 5 pi by 6. Now again write the values of cosine 5 pi by 6 and sin 5 by 6, and they are minus root 3 by 2 and plus half respectively. So this is the second root of this polynomial equation, z to the power 3 minus 4i is equal to 0. Next you take k is equal to 2. So that will give you third root, and again on the same line put the value of k is k as 2 and simplify here. Alpha is equal to pi by 2. Simplify here, n is equal to 3. That gives 9 pi upon 6. Right? And again use the definition of exponential function, complex exponential function e to the power I theta as cosine theta plus I sin theta, and get this. Okay. Substitute the values of 9 pi, cosine 9 pi by 6 and sin 9 pi by 6. So this value is 0 and sin 9 pi by 6 is minus 1, and therefore you have this root, third root. Right. So these are the three cube roots of this complex number 4r. Okay. Now we have in previous lecture we also find out the cube roots of unity 1. Okay, so in that case, what you have to do? You have to solve the equation z to the power cube 3 minus 1 is equal to 0. So you can apply this method to find the roots also, roots of that equation also. Okay, so this is one method to find the cube roots of a given complex number. Okay, now another method I will discuss for the same problem. So this is very straight. So z to the power cube minus 4i is equal to 0. Right here, you see z to the power 3 is equal to 4i. Right. So this is equal to 4 into. So again here, what is the magnitude of 4i? It is 4, and here root is of the type e to the power I theta, right? And therefore you write e to the power I theta is equal to cos pi by 2 plus I sin pi by 2, right? But you rearrange this. So cos of 2 pi k plus theta, cos of 2 pi k plus theta is nothing but cos theta, right? Similarly, for this expression, this value is nothing but sin pi by 2. Okay, so this is the generalized form of this cos pi by 2 plus I sin pi by 2 because of this identity, right? So from this expression, just what you have to do, z is equal to this, and then take the cube root, right? So z is equal to take the cube root of 4 and this cube root, right? So cube root means here you have to 1 by 3, right? And now apply De Moivre's theorem. So what is that De Moivre's theorem? E to the power, r into cos theta, or you simply take cos theta plus I sin theta to the power n is equal to what? Cos n theta plus I sin n theta. So you do that, and you'll get, as the power is 1 by 3, so this is equal to multiple of this. Okay, 1 by 3 into this angle plus I into sin 1 by 3 into this angle, right? So this is by De Moivre's theorem. So you will get, and here you substitute k is equal to 0, 1, and 2. You will get same rules here, right? Just put the values of cos pi by 6 plus I sin pi by 6 like that and get. Okay. So this is another method. Yes. So what the basic thing is, in first method you have to take z is equal to r into e to the power I theta as a root, and here you have to apply De Moivre's theorem. Okay. So these are the two methods to find the roots of a given complex or complex polynomial equation. Right. Now again, you will take here. Yes. Find the 3 cube roots of 1. Z to the power cube minus 1 is equal to 0. Okay. So this complex number can be written in polar form, which is cos 0 plus I sin 0, right? Because sin 0 is 0, cos 0 is 1, you will get. And this is nothing but the multiple of this, cos of 2 pi k. So this is again 0, cos this is 0. Yes, this is 1. And therefore, you will get z of this type. Okay, so you have to apply De Moivre's theorem and you will get. Okay, and by putting k is equal to 0, 1, and 2, you will get these are the 3 cube roots of this unity or 1. Okay. So again, I have solved some examples. I will give you the solutions of those examples in the notes. You go line by line and try to understand. So but the method is same. Okay. Now I will consider some other kinds of examples. So here, see, here this is the last example. So what is the meaning of this example? You are finding the 100 roots of this unit, right? That expression is this: z to the power 100 minus 1 is equal to 0. Simplify, and by putting k is equal to 0, 1, 2 up to 99, from this expression you will be able to find the 100 roots of unity. Okay. Now the other kinds of examples. So here what we have to do, we have to find the real part of this complex exponential function. Okay, and it is nothing but e to the power ax cos bx, and imaginary part of this complex exponential function is e to the power ax sin bx. Okay, so yeah, it is very simple. Just simplify this. Okay, e to the power. So if you simplify, you will get e to the power ax plus I bx. And by laws of indices, this can be written as e to the power ax into e to the power I bx. So one of the exponential function is real valued, and another exponential function is complex valued exponential function. And here you apply what is e to the power I theta? It is cos theta plus I sin theta, and just simplify. Okay, so here real part is e to the power ax into cos bx, and imaginary part is e to the power ax into sin bx, right? So that is the proof of this result. Now, so it is used to find the derivative. So if we have a complex number r which is non-zero, where a and b are real, then you have to show that the derivative of this e to the power rx, okay, is equal to r into e to the power rx. So here r is complex number, remember. Okay, so just take this r as e to the power a plus ib, right, and take the derivative of this. So what is the derivative? E to the power ax plus e to the power ibx, and work out the derivative. You will get this, right? Make simple calculations and see that the derivative is r into e to the power rax. Now here in example 7, here you have to take the integration of that complex exponential function, because here r is a plus I b. It is complex. Then how to take the integration of these two? E to the power ax into cos bx, e to the power ax into sin bx. Okay. So take the integration and put upper and lower limits and see what it is. Now, to find the integration of this integrand e to the power ax cos bx between the limit 0 and 1. Okay, you start with this e to the complex exponential function. Find the real part. Okay, and use the formula. Real part of this e to the power a plus ib is nothing but e to the power a into e to the power ib. For e to the power ib, you can write cos b plus I sin b, right? So simplify and rearrange in the calculations are I have given the calculations in detail. You go line by line and try to understand. Okay, so its integral is this one. Similarly, for another, this just find the imaginary part or do the calculations which I have explained earlier in this way here and get this. Next example, phi of x is like this. Function phi of x is the complex exponential function, right? And here you have to show that phi dash at x minus r into phi of x is equal to 0. The meaning of this example is also one can say that this phi of x, this function e to the power rx is a solution of this differential equation. Why I am saying this as differential equation? Because the first order derivative, this differential term appears here, right? And the function is here, and therefore it is a differential equation. So here given thing is phi of x is equal to e to the power rx. Now take the derivative. So what is derivative? In earlier example, we have seen its derivative is r into e to the power rx, right? And what is e to the power rx? E to the power rx is nothing but your function phi of x. So you will get phi dash x is equal to r into phi x. Okay. So subtracting r into phi x on both sides, you will get this expression. Yes, it is very simple to prove that. But meaning is here, this complex exponential function is the solution of such differential equation. Now here in last example, phi of x is equal to e to the power ix, where is some real constant. You have to see that this. Okay, both are the differential equation. This is first order differential equation. This is second order differential equation. So take first derivative, and for second example B, you take second derivative. First derivative, then second derivative, and just rearrange. You will get. You will see that this phi of x is a solution of the differential equation A and B. Okay, so here by taking first derivative, you will get phi dash minus I A phi is 0, and for second this. Okay, first derivative is this, second derivative. Work out the derivative. Here it is minus a square of phi x, and see that this equation, we will get this equation. It means this function phi is equal to e to the power ix is a solution of this differential equation. So here also in this example also, we have to find where the root is function is given which satisfies this differential equation. That means this is the solution of this differential equation. Okay, and by making use of this, you have to find the value of this complex constant r. Yes, so take first derivative, second derivative, substitute the values here, you will get quadratic equation. Solve that quadratic equation that gives two values of r. Yes, so this way these are some examples related to the complex valued function. Again, I have 1 minute complete, so I will consider one more example, which is a part of the complex series. So that I will discuss within a short time. I hope you will be able to understand it. Okay, so that is here.